You ever scroll through Snapchat and think, who even makes these videos? Well, it turns out, some of them are making millions. No followers, no fancy gear, sometimes just a dog sneezing or a candy bar on a couch, and boom, $10 K. But that's just the surface. Because behind the money, there's a system that's kinda broken. People stealing videos, reposting TikToks, flooding the feed with garbage just to hit the algorithm jackpot. And Snapchat? Well, they're kinda just letting it happen. Stick around, because we're about to pull back the curtain on one of the weirdest corners of the internet and what it says about where content is really heading. All right, let's rewind for a sec because some of you might be wondering, what even is Snapchat Spotlight? So you probably already know Snapchat as the app where people send each other disappearing selfies and random stories, right? But here's the thing, they've always been kind of the underdog when it comes to big viral content. TikTok was blowing up. Instagram jumped in with Reels. Even YouTube dropped Shorts. Snapchat? They were getting left behind. So in late 2020, Snapchat dropped their version of TikTok. They called it Spotlight. It's basically a scrollable feed of videos under 60 seconds. You don't need followers. You don't even need a profile pic. Just post something, and if it hits, it really hits. But here's where they went full savage mode to get attention. They offered $1 million a day to creators whose videos got the most views. Yeah, a literal content cash grab. And it didn't matter if your video was high effort, low effort, about dancing, investing, your dog sleeping, as long as people watched it and it went viral, you could get a huge payout. Think about that. While other platforms pay creators based on ads or partnerships, Snapchat just said, you go viral, we'll send the bag. It was like a social media slot machine. And naturally, that got a lot of attention. So here's where things go from interesting to, hold up, what? There's this guy named Alberto. He was literally just having dinner with his girlfriend, took a quick snap, tossed it on Spotlight. 2 weeks later, he checks his account and sees he's made $94,000 from one video at dinner. And he's not the only one. There's a 19-year-old kid who reportedly made $3 million in just 5 weeks. That's not a typo. $3 million on Snapchat. So how is this even happening? Well, unlike YouTube, where creators earn from ad revenue based on views and watch time, Snapchat tried something totally different. They created a daily prize pool, originally up to $1 million a day. And every day, that money was split among the creators of the most watched Spotlight videos. But here's the catch. If your video gets below 100K views, you get nothing. If it crosses that magical number, boom, you could be looking at $5 K, $10 K, even $50 K. And it doesn't matter what your video's about. Someone dancing in their living room? Same earning potential as a clip on crypto investing. It's not about value, it's about virality. That's why it's kind of like a content lottery. You don't need followers, clout, or even consistency. Just one random video that hits the algorithm just right. And that randomness? That's both the magic and the mess. Alright, so up until now, everything sounds kind of fair game, right? Post a fun video, maybe it goes viral, maybe you get paid. But then, I went down a Reddit rabbit hole, and I started seeing stuff like this. I made $20 K reposting TikToks, just remove the watermark. Or, my friend earned $34,000 off a stolen video. It wasn't even his dog. Like, what? People are literally grabbing someone else's content, no changes, no edits, just cropping out the username and re-uploading it to Snapchat Spotlight. And when that video hits, they walk away with more money than the original creator ever saw. There's even this one user who bragged about making $58,000 doing this. And the wild part? A lot of them are teenagers who genuinely have no idea they're breaking the law. One even said, "It's mad immoral, of course, but I've made RDK so cool." Now, Snapchat technically says that only original content is allowed. And yes, they'll remove infringing videos if they're reported. But here's the issue. Most creators aren't even on Snapchat. So, unless you just randomly stumble across your own stolen video in someone else's feed, you'd never know. There's no easy link back to the original post. No notification, no credit, nothing. Which means people could be raking in tens of thousands of dollars off your content, and you'd have zero clue. And honestly, that's terrifying, especially when Snapchat's payout model almost incentivizes this behavior. If it's a race to get the most views, and reposting viral content gives you an edge, then why wouldn't people try to game the system? So instead of rewarding creators for making thoughtful or funny or clever stuff, the algorithm rewards whoever can hack it better. And when everyone's trying to outbait each other, you don't get better videos. You just get more noise. So remember how I said you could upload a video every 5 minutes on Spotlight? Yeah, some people took that and ran with it. Like literally turned it into a full-time job. There's this one guy who said, and I quote, "I posted 162 videos in one day." That's not a content creator, that's an algorithm warrior on a mission. And honestly, this became the playbook. Just spam hundreds of short, random videos and pray that one of them hits. You've got people uploading videos of Mentos and Coke, candy bars on couches, $100 bills in bushes over and over all day long. And what's wild is, it works. You're more likely to get a big payday by uploading 200 junky clips than by spending 2 weeks crafting one amazing, thoughtful, funny video. That's what people are calling content pollution. The platforms get flooded with low-effort, recycled, meaningless content. And the real creators, the ones who actually put effort into their work, are drowning in it. Like, imagine you spend hours editing a killer's short, trying to make it visually interesting, funny, with a strong message, and then a 5-second clip of someone saying, "Bro, I just found this in my couch," gets 2 million views. You'd feel defeated too. And that's exactly what's happening. This whole system is unintentionally rewarding the spammy, low-effort grind and punishing originality. So here's the part that's got me thinking. Like, yeah, we can laugh at the chaos of Spotlight and how people are gaming the system. But if we zoom out, this whole thing might actually be hurting the future of content. Think about it. How much connection do you really build with a 9-second video? Like, yeah, it might make you laugh or go, whoa. But do you actually remember who made it? Do you follow them? Look forward to their next post? Probably not. That's the issue. These short clips are amazing for going viral, but terrible for building a fan base. And that's what creators need to actually grow and survive. That's a big part of why Vine died. Everyone went viral, no one got paid. No one had long-term value. Even TikTok is realizing this. They've increased their video length from 1 minute to 3, even testing out 10-minute uploads. Because if your whole platform is just endless 6-second dopamine hits, eventually, people burn out. And it's not just the creators. As viewers, we get less substance, less storytelling, less eating. We're just scrolling, getting 1-second laughs, and forgetting them just as fast. So yeah, the money's crazy right now. And yeah, some people are blowing up overnight. But the system, it's kind of broken. And unless it evolves, it might take a whole generation of creators down with it. So, should you jump into Snapchat Spotlight? Or steer clear before things get messy? Honestly, it depends. If you've got original TikToks, shorts, or creative ideas just sitting around, yeah, it might be worth throwing them up on Spotlight. Just make sure they're yours. Because sure, people are making thousands from reposted content. But let's be real, that's not just shady, it's a legal time bomb. And when this bubble pops, because let's face it, it will, you don't want to be the one holding stolen content.